Super Mario 64 kinda sucks. For decades, this game has been treated like the holy grail of platforming, the undisputed masterpiece. But I finally played it for this first time, and I have to ask, are we all just pretending? Because this isn't a masterpiece, it's a blueprint, and on its own, I find it to be a bit of a mess. Look, I need to establish something first. I'm a huge Mario fan. I've played every 3D Mario game. I've beaten Odyssey 3 times. Galaxy is literally one of my favorite games ever, and I've played most of the major 2D games too. This is my favorite gaming franchise, period. So, I know what great Mario controls feel like. Every jump and every movement are pure trust between you and the game. Which is why, when I picked up an N64 controller for the first time this summer, I came in with zero nostalgia, but sky high expectations. I was playing with fresh eyes, ready to experience the legendary masterpiece everyone told me about. And what I got was a game that actively fights you every single step of the way. I know I'm about to get destroyed in the comments for this, but seriously, hear me out. Problem 1. The camera. Let's talk about this camera. The camera isn't broken, but it clearly ain't great. It's not your friend, it's more like that annoying coworker who's always in your way. In tight spaces or near walls, the camera just refuses to cooperate. It gets stuck on obstacles or other things in the environment. Sometimes it gives a close up of Mario's face or offers anything but a usable angle. It's not impossible to use, but compared to how smooth cameras are in Galaxy or Odyssey, it feels ancient. Look, the camera isn't always terrible. Sometimes it's fine, but when it's bad, it's very frustrating. To be fair, you can learn to fight it, but why should you have to? No. Another thing that bothers me are the controls. Another thing that bothers me are the controls. They're not terrible, but they're not great either. Mario feels slippery. There's this momentum where he glides just a bit too far past where you want him to stop. It's not game breaking, but it's annoying, especially on narrow platforms. Can get used to it, but why should tight turns be this much work? And the wall jumps, it's unreliable. Half the time it works, other half he just slides down the wall. You can master it eventually, but it never feels as smooth or dependable as it should. Compare this to Odyssey or Galaxy. In those games, Mario moves exactly how you think he will. Every jump is precise. Every movement is intentional. In Mario 64, you're constantly making tiny adjustments and second guessing your own inputs. People praise the sandbox levels of Mario 64, but let's be honest, they feel less open and more just empty. There's a huge difference. You're not exploring, you're commuting. It's not discovery, it's GPS navigation, the waypoint you can see from a mile away. So much of this game is just running across a barren field to get to the other interesting thing in the level. And often, the stars themselves are uninspired. Go to the top of the mountain, grab a star. Go to the ship, grab a star. Go to the pyramid, grab another star. It's a checklist, not an adventure. There's no mystery. No, what if I try this? Moments that define modern sandboxes. It rarely sparks your creativity. It just points you in a direction and says go. Now, let's compare this to Super Mario Sunshine. Al Delfino feels like a real interconnected place. You're not just warping to random disconnected worlds, you're exploring different parts of a single cohesive island resort. Flood adds a whole new layer of movement, giving you variety in how you navigate. The hub world is filled with NPCs and secrets, and the missions have actual personality. You're not just collecting stars, you're cleaning up goop, helping locusts, and uncovering hidden areas that change as you progress, and feels like you're leaving a tangible impact on the world. Then there's Super Mario Odyssey, which perfected the formula. Every single kingdom is bursting with life, back to the brim with things to discover. Every corner has a moon. Every NPC has a secret. Every weird looking wall could hide a challenge room. The game constantly rewards you for just messing around and trying stuff. It says yes to your curiosity at every turn. If you think Sunshine or Odyssey are better sandbox games than Mario 64, hit the like button right now. Let's settle this. This is where the mission structure. This might be the most baffling design choice of all. You're exploring a level, you finally grab a star, and what happens? You're kicked out, ripped from the world, and thrown back into the castle hub. It completely shatters your flow. Compared that to Super Mario Galaxy, those levels are linear, yes, but they're designed to be. They are masterpieces of tight, focused design. They use gravity and mind bending concepts to create these perfect, bite sized obstacle courses. Every galaxy has a unique hook, gravity flips, rolling balls, wave surfing, ideas that last for one level and then disappear. It's constantly creative and surprising. Galaxy embraces its linearity to full creativity. Mario 64 gives you a big open world and then forces you down a linear path, disrupting your exploration by sending you back to the delivery driver metaphor really hits home for Mario 64. You know where you need to go. You know you can see the goal. And now you just have to walk there, through nothing. It's not a playground. It's a parking lot with an attraction at the far end. I remember that camera that makes you work for everything. When you're running through these empty spaces, it gets stuck on geometry, forcing you to wrestle with it just to see where you're going. Exploration should feel freeing, but here it feels like a chore with technical difficulties. The sandbox in Mario 64 isn't a playground, it's an illusion. It promises freedom but delivers fetch quests in oversized, underdeveloped levels. The games that came after didn't just do it better, they understood what a sandbox was actually supposed to be. Listen, I get it. In 1996, this game was amazing. It changed everything. It proved 3D was the future, and its DNA is in every game we play today. I have immense respect for that. But you have to take the nostalgia goggles off. Acknowledging a game's historical importance is not the same as saying it's still good to play today. It's not a template, but that's the keyword. Template. Template. It was the first draft, and first drafts are rarely perfect. We're allowed to say that something was revolutionary for its time, but has been massively improved upon since. So, what is Super Mario 64? It's a museum piece. A fascinating, incredibly important museum piece that talks so that games like Galaxy, Sunshine, and Odyssey would triple jump, dive, and fly. It proved that 3D platforming could exist, but the games that came after are the ones that perfected the formula and turned it into art. Odyssey gives you a perfect box of tools and the world that trusts you to use them. Mario 64 gives you clunky tools and a camera that feels like it's working against you. So, I genuinely want to know what you think. Am I completely wrong here? Let me know in the comments if the nostalgia is just that powerful, or if I'm missing some fundamental stuff. And if you enjoyed this clip, make sure to leave me a like, a subscribe, and some feedback in the comment section. I was David. Bye. Have a nice day.